The man raises the rock to smash through the stone statue. Unexpectedly, the next second, a large amount of yellow sand gushed out from various holes. The man instantly realized something when he saw this, and asked his companion to smash open the other stone statues. As one stone statue after another was taken down, the man suddenly looked up to the sky in horror. The stone pillars that had existed for thousands of years, at that moment it moved strangely. Before they could react to what was going on, the 4 stone pillars suddenly drew closer to the center, accompanied by a loud rumbling sound. The ground under their feet suddenly disappeared. Before they could catch their breath, the steps under their feet suddenly contracted rapidly. Once they fell from here, it was simply unthinkable. This horrifying scene scared them into running. The speed at which the steps contracted was too fast. They eventually fell down. Fortunately, the distance to the ground was no longer too high. This was what allowed the crowd to save their lives. They then entered the cave along the direction of the water flow. They were immediately shocked by the scene in front of them. Not only were there countless antiques placed inside, there are countless gold and silver jewelry. At this time, Mike opened the door to the Golden City. They then carefully walked in. On top of the seats made of pure gold, there were 13 aliens sitting there, but one of them was missing its skull. Legend has it that if you find the skull and return it, you can get all the mysteries of the universe. The woman immediately took the skull from the doctor. Then she came to the crystal skull. Immediately the next second, the crystal skull suddenly attached itself to the skeleton. Subsequently, in the eyes of the crowd's horror, that alien looked like it had come to life, condescendingly looking down on the crowd present. Unexpectedly, just then, the doctor walked up to the crystal skeleton and spoke the lost Mayan language. The crystal skull expressed his great appreciation for them and decided to give a gift to the returner. The woman was ecstatic to hear this, rushing to ask the aliens everything they knew. However, the question seemed to anger the aliens. The next second, the temple suddenly shook. The 13 skeletons that were originally sitting on the throne, they began to spin uncontrollably. Then a passageway to another dimension opened up. Mike hurriedly pushed the doctor out and then escaped the temple that was about to collapse. And the woman finally got what she wanted. A large amount of information poured into her head. 13 crystal skeletons began to merge into one, eventually resurrecting into a real alien. Due to the amount of information given by the alien, it was simply not something a human could handle. The woman instantly disappeared. At this time, the temple also began to collapse. Immediately after that, they saw a spectacular scene. Not far away, the ruins were spinning, with the pyramid in the center collapsing. A spaceship began to slowly rise. With a bright flash of light, the alien ship instantly disappeared. A large amount of seawater began to pour into the ruins, burying everything about the aliens. Only then did Mike react. The legendary Golden City didn't exist at all. For the aliens, knowledge is their treasure.